Hey you guys, welcome to my channel, Budgeting My Abundance. I am the Abundant Mama, and this is the channel where I normally would be cash stuffing and sharing my tips and tidbits of becoming financially free along the way. But today I am doing something just a little bit different. So hit that like and subscribe button and take the journey with me, and let's see what's going on. So, Budgeting Apryl, who is the creator of the BCL movement that's on pause, she created a brand new series, and that is called the Our Different Budgeting Journeys series. I am a part of that. Excuse me. And in this series, we are explaining basically our different budgeting journeys because everybody is different and everybody has a different journey / adventure to take through life. And so this series is basically just us explaining to you how we came about this budgeting journey, why we took it, what are some of the obstacles, and just basically explaining our journey and how we do what we do and why we do what we do and what are our goals. So in order to start that, your biggest thing is to know your why. And that's what this video is about. We will be sharing our videos with you because there's two groups of budgeters, some that will upload on Tuesdays and others that will upload on Wednesday. I am in the Wednesday group, and so there are two budgeters that I am going to, tag, and that is Faith by Design, and then the other one is Anita Budgets. They will be sharing their videos as well. And basically every week we are explaining a different subject. Like this week is our why. Next week I believe is our how. And so it'll go on like that. So for me, in order to explain my why, I kind of have to go over my history a little bit. So I'm a wife and I'm a mom, and my why is because I want my family to be financially free. I want us to be financially independent. I want us to not have to live paycheck to paycheck, which is what we are currently doing. I grew up in a household where for a while we were definitely struggling, and then my dad got a better job and we went from struggling to being okay. And that's fine being okay. My dad has always taught us to save, because the way he did it, every time he got paid, a little bit of his check would automatically auto draft into our little kitty savings. And that's why I learned how to save, and I used to be really good at that, and then somewhere along the way I kind of lost it. And more is easier to do when you live with people, but when you start living on your own and you have to do it yourself, it's a little bit harder. And that was really a life lesson for me. And when I was living on my own, when I tell you the struggle was real. Like my sister became my roommate because it was just easier to have a roommate. And so I was getting things together. I was paying things and whatnot, but I wasn't really budgeting. I would just make sure that I would make sure that my check was enough to cover my bills and my gas and all these other things. But I wouldn't really put money to the side to save. That wasn't until like some years ago when I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and try and save. But I still wasn't budgeting. And then I got married. And when I got married, me and my husband kind of have been, ever since we got married, honestly, we've been bouncing from household to household. So I went from having my own place and then getting married, and then we started bouncing from household to household because when we got married, we decided we're going to move to Georgia. So we did. We were living with his family in Georgia. And then we had our son, and we wanted to come back home. So we came back to Louisiana, and we've been living with family. So I'm at that stage where I want us to have our own place and be comfortable in our own place. And that is mainly the reason why I am budgeting. Because I took some time. I had to have like a serious and honest conversation with myself and with him. And it was like, this is how much we make on an annual basis, and we see nothing from it. Like, to say we have this amount of money that we make and we literally don't see anything from it, that means that we're overspending. We are spending too much. I realized we had a pattern where we would go from starting over and then struggling, and that became our baseline. And our baseline was constantly starting over. And it's like, we need to get to the point where we're no longer starting over. We're no longer struggling. We're no longer starting over, and we're actually thriving. That needs to be our new baseline, where we're thriving. And that's the goal. Like, my why is because I want to get out of this baseline of where we're just struggling to survive. I want us to have our own place. We have a child, and our child is living in my family's home and not our own. And granted, I am very grateful that we have a place to live, and they're letting us stay here rent-free while we become more established. I will always be grateful for that. But there is something different about when you have your own place. So that is my why, and that's why I budget. Oh, yeah. Another thing that made me start budgeting is, you know how to say side hustle? I want my own business. Like, I'm tired of working for other people. I will always be grateful for having a job, but I want my own. And I think a lot of that came from my dad raising me to be very independent. He always told me to have an entrepreneur mindset. I feel like this is the journey that I need to take to get all the things that I want. That entrepreneurship, me learning how to manage my money, because I'm a person that's really big into manifestations. And I would always say, I want to manifest wealth. I want to manifest a house. I want to manifest this, and I want to manifest that. But if I don't know how to manage any of those things, what difference does it make if I'm actually gaining these manifestations? I'm still going to blow it. So I needed to learn how to manage my money in order to really be gracious and be filled with gratitude once I get it, and actually know how to handle it when I get it, and while I'm getting them. So that is my why. That's why I stuff, because I know all my manifestations are going to come to me, and I need to learn how to manage them when they do. The next person, like I said, is a series, and it's a group of us budgeters that are explaining our whys. So the next group, or the next budgeter to follow, would be Anita Budgets. Check her out, as well as Faith by Design. But that was my why. I hope I'll see you guys in the next week. Budget Mom. Oh, good Lord, I'm messing up my own name. Abundant Mama out. Bye.